Hi there, I'm Dina and welcome to my channel. This week I'm sharing what I ate in a few days on a healthy plant-based diet. I like to have delicious meals and treats that are easy to prepare and quick. Nothing complicated, but still delicious and healthy. So on Monday morning I started my day like I normally do. I always have some kind of fruit for breakfast, and this morning I'm having mango. This one was perfect, nice and sweet and juicy. Okay, I'm just going to top this with a little bit of ground flax. I just love the way it tastes. It tastes just kind of like cereal or bran on top of your fruit. Usually I would put a little bit of vegan yogurt here on top of this, but I don't happen to have any this morning. And today is a great day to go to the grocery store, so I'll probably make some later this afternoon. So I've been doing some baking today. Everything's tasting really good. I tried not to sample too much, but I just wanted to show you real quick what I'm putting together for lunch. And I have some already meal prepped barley and brown rice, which makes a great combo. I made this for some barley mushroom stew I had the other night, and I made plenty of extra grains to have left over. So I'm just going to make a quick salad out of some of the cold leftover grains, the barley and rice, some chopped spinach, and I had about half of a red and orange bell pepper in the refrigerator that needed to be used up. So this seemed like the perfect thing to throw it into. And a little bit of red onion and some fresh chopped cilantro. And for a dressing, I'm just going to use some baba ganoush that I made the other day, which is just a roasted eggplant dip. If you're unfamiliar, it's so good. It's kind of like hummus, and you could certainly use hummus too. But I have this already made in the refrigerator, and it'll make a nice creamy dressing for my salad. I'm just going to toss this together and plate it up. I'll let it sit and hang out so everything can kind of marinate together for about 10 minutes before I sit down and eat. This was so good. I highly recommend. I will also link the video for the baba ganoush in the description box below. So when it came time for dinner on this evening, I thought a broccoli cheddar soup sounded amazing. So I just started by prepping my celery, carrot, and onion and chopping a potato. So I boiled my carrot, onion, and celery along with a couple cloves of garlic for about 10 minutes or until the carrots are just tender. And I'm adding that to my blender. And I have in there about a quarter cup of soaked cashews and 1 cup of water. And I boiled the carrot, celery, and onion in about 2 cups of water so that I can have enough liquid for my soup. I'm just going to set that aside while I add some veggie stock powder, about 2 tablespoons of that, and about 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. Make our cheesy sauce. Well, maybe 3. I'm just going to blend this up. Oh, and that makes a nice creamy cheese sauce. Look at that. It's so good. It's so good. And you'll just want to taste it and see if you need any sauce. And I'm just pouring that right back in the pan, in the soup pot. And my potatoes are already pre-cooked. I like to meal prep these and have them ready to go in the refrigerator. So I'm just going to add them to the soup and add a bag of broccoli. And I'm going to run some water in here, rinse it out, and get all the rest of the cheese sauce to go in my soup too. And I'm just going to add the broccoli and heat it back on the stove just until the broccoli is heated through. And I just have one bag of frozen broccoli. And while my soup is heating up, I'm just going to toast myself up a piece of the sourdough loaf that I have left over from yesterday. I'll toast Mr. Tony up some too. I think he's going to have some soup with me. I love sourdough. This one turned out pretty good. I'm still working on perfecting my sourdough sandwich loaf, but this one isn't bad. Breakfast on Tuesday morning was such a treat. It was kind of chilly out in the morning, so I decided to make these baked oats, which I have become obsessed with. These are a pumpkin pie baked oat recipe, and I will also link that in the description box. They were so warm and comforting, but also high in protein and nutritious. And you know, Tony even loved them, so they were a big hit. So delicious and warm and satisfying. And when it came time for lunch today, I kept it pretty easy and simple with just kind of a French style potato salad with some air fried tempeh, which was so delicious. And I just started by mixing some vegan mayo with some Dijon mustard, with some dill and tarragon, along with red onion, potato, and some fresh green beans, which I had just simply blanched in a little bit of salt water. And I just had this alongside my air fried tempeh, and it was a quick and satisfying lunch. It was so good. I am going to miss these fresh green beans from the garden. The garden season is almost over, and I'm kind of sad about it. Good Tuesday evening, everybody. How was your Tuesday? Mine was good, really good, but it's late and I'm hungry and I'm ready to put together some dinner. It felt like a good day for some Tex-Mex, so I just wanted to share real quick what I'm making tonight, and that's stuffed peppers. And I'm going to take advantage of my brown rice and barley that I have meal prepped, some red kidney beans I have meal prepped, and I'm just going to throw a few ingredients in there. Oh, and some yummy queso sauce that I have meal prepped. This stuff is so good, so good. I will write the recipe in the description. Perfect on a lot of stuff. Tacos, nachos, you name it. Queso dip, it's perfect. So let me show you what I am going to put together for my stuffed peppers. I just have my bowl of already prepared brown rice and barley, and it's unseasoned, so I'm going to throw some seasoning in there. I have salt and pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and some smoked chili, some smoked dried chili powder that I dehydrated myself out of some chilies from the garden. It's pretty spicy, so if you want to replicate that, you could just use a chipotle powder or a smoked paprika if you don't want it too spicy. And into my rice, I'm also going to add about a tablespoon of tomato paste. And I'm going to add some veggies in. I just have some finely chopped yellow onion, green onion, and a little bit of some red peppers that I grow in the garden. And those are a little bit spicy too. Just put whatever veggies you like in there, whatever you feel is Tex-Mexy enough for your rice blend. I'm just going to give this a quick stir, get everything combined in my bowl, make sure all of my rice is well seasoned. and all of my vegetables are incorporated there. And I have also preheated my oven to 375, and I have 4 peppers here. I have enough to make for both Tony and I for dinner this evening, and I have a little bit of tofu to go into mine. I may have mentioned before, if you are not new to the channel, you may know that my husband Tony is not vegan, so I'm going to use the tofu in my stuffed peppers, and he is going to fill up his stuffed peppers with some ground beef and cheese. You know, at least I'm getting the beans and rice and the veggies in them, so it's a win. But he's not a big tofu fan. He will eat it occasionally, which is good. He's coming around. He's coming around, y'all. Maybe in another 10 years of being vegan, maybe. Maybe then. Okay, and I'm just going to get to stuffing the peppers with a layer of rice. Get that stuff down in there pretty good. And a layer of beans. I'm just going to squish it down in there as much as I can squish it. Get these babies nice and full. And the beans have already been seasoned. They've got a little bit of cumin and black pepper and garlic powder in them. I forgot to put rice in this yellow guy, so it looked like I had a lot of rice left over. This is such a good meal, and it's so easy and so much fun. It's fun to make, it's fun to eat, and you can fill the peppers with whatever you're in the mood for. You can make them, like I'm doing tonight, Tex-Mex style, or you can make them Italian style. However you want to season them. They're always good. Okay, and for my peppers, I'm just going to top these with my tofu. And I'm just going to simply season the tofu that I'm putting on top with just a little salt and pepper, because when they come out of the oven, I'm going to pour my queso sauce over them, so it doesn't need a lot of seasoning. And the beans and rice have so much flavor already, so these will be perfect. So let me show you what I'm going to do so that we can do both my husband's non-vegan and my vegan version and have them cook at the same time with not dirtying up 2 pans. Okay, I just have a muffin tin here, and I'm going to put mine over here on this end and his over here on this end. And this will not only keep them upright, but it will keep them from draining into each other. Which I don't want, y'all. So I'm just going to top these with their little toppers here. And I'm going to bake these at 375 for about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to take the little toppers off, put a little cheese sauce on top, a little my yummy queso on top, and put them back in the oven to cook for about another 15 minutes. So once my peppers were out of the oven, I just topped them with a little bit of smoked paprika and some of my yummy queso sauce. Oh, this was such a good meal. I think this might have been my favorite meal of the week. I cannot wait to make this again. And I just served it along with some sauteed spinach and garlic and topped this with some fresh cilantro. So good, so good. And on Wednesday morning, I decided to make myself a little avocado toast, my favorite way, which is just by adding some peas to mash up. And I just added a little salt and a little lime. And I like to mash this up together. The peas just add so much freshness to the avocado, and it does give you a little bit of a boost of protein. And when I only use half of an avocado, I like to rub that with some lime before I put it in the refrigerator, and it will just help hold it a little bit longer before it starts to turn brown. So I just mashed this up on some of my sourdough, and I added some nutritional yeast along with some everything bagel seasoning, which is my favorite way to have avocado toast. And this was a good, satisfying breakfast that kept me going for quite a while. So, confession time here. I worked right through lunch. You can probably see my hands are really dirty. I've been out working in the garden today, and I'm just stopping to have a couple of snacks in the afternoon here. This is just a sourdough blueberry pancake with some of this delicious pumpkin pie cashew butter that my son brought for me, and a piece of a candy bar from out of the freezer. So good. Good Wednesday evening, everybody. It's been a very busy Wednesday, and I need something quick and easy for dinner. And I'm going to show you my go-to zucchini noodles with raw marinara sauce. Now, you could certainly cook both of these if you don't want to do a raw meal, but this happens to be one of my favorite raw meals. And I don't know why I grabbed this bread knife, because it was handy. Like I said, it's been a long day, but it works. There we go. That's what I needed to do. Just get the core out of this tomato. I'm just going to slice it in quarters carefully because it's a very sharp knife, and into the blender. Now, like I said, you could certainly keep this meal raw, or you could do a cooked version. And what I like to do also, if you want a little bit heartier of a meal, something that's just not a bowl of, raw vegetables like a salad, which is this is basically like a salad, right? It's just raw zucchini and some raw tomatoes and spices. If you wanted something a little bit heartier, you could certainly cook up some spaghetti noodles and do like half spaghetti and half zucchini noodles. But this is, to me, this is like a perfect quick meal. It comes together in about 5-10 minutes max, and you are done. And it's delicious and satisfying every time. So in my blender, like you saw me do, I just have one large tomato. You can use any kind of tomato. And for that really good, deep, rich tomato flavor for the marinara, when you're having it raw, I suggest to do sun-dried tomatoes. They have a deep, rich flavor. And I get the ones that are dried and not packed in oil. I don't think I need the extra oil. And there will be enough water in this tomato to blend this up. And it'll make a nice, satisfying sauce. So the only other things going in here are some garlic powder, oregano, crushed red pepper, and regular black pepper. And I'll be adding about a half a teaspoon of salt, maybe a little bit less, maybe about a quarter of a teaspoon. And I'll taste it after and see if I need to put more salt. That depends really a lot on how salty your sun-dried tomatoes are, because some of them, most of them are packed with salt, so they can be a little bit salty. So I'm just going to blend this up real quick. All right, that looks good. I think we're all blended up there. It's about time for me to get a new blade for this blender. I've had it quite a while. In fact, I've had 3 of these NutriBullets, and I've already gone through 3 blades, and it's time for a new one on this one. So I just have my fun little noodle maker here. If you've watched me before or watched any of my raw food content, you'll know that I love this thing. It's so much fun. You can make zucchini noodles, sweet potato noodles, butternut squash. You can just make all the noodles, and it's so fun. And this one I got on Amazon. I want to say it was only like, I don't know, $8 or $9. Really affordable, and I kind of like it better than the larger like hand cranked ones. This one to me leaves a smaller piece of noodle through the middle, and it's just easy to clean, easy to keep up with, not some large, seldomly used appliance sitting on your countertop, which I don't like. I don't like a lot of clutter. You know, clutter can cause anxiety in most people. I just like things to be neat. Rock, do you want a piece of zucchini? Rock also likes zucchini. That's my doggo. He's a pretty good doggo. And he likes to hang out right here under my feet while I'm cooking, whether I'm here or at the stove, because he knows eventually I'll drop something that he can check out. And he's not a big vegetable eater, but he does like zucchini. How fun is that? It's so fun. And when you get down to about the end, I like to just go ahead and Rock can have this piece, because that blade that's in there, it's sharp and you do have to be careful. I just realized I picked a little bit of basil and forgot to put it in here. So I'll probably just put it on top. Chop it and put it on top. But how pretty is that? It's so pretty. This is why it's on my regular rotation. Not only is it quick, this took about, I don't know, 5 minutes. Quick and easy, but cleanup is also quick and easy. So the only thing left to do here is mix in my marinara and enjoy some dinner. I may add just a little bit of nutritional yeast to the top of this also. But it's so good just like it is. And that will do it for me for Wednesday evening, unless I get hungry and need a snack. It has been kind of a snacky day. So I just wanted to end the video here. This is just some footage Thursday of Rock and I going on our morning walk on our favorite trail, which unfortunately later that night and early into Friday morning would be completely wiped out by Hurricane Helene. And I just wanted to say that my thoughts and prayers are with everyone who was in her path, and I wish everybody the best, and he will remain in my thoughts and prayers. And I am just so grateful to be here and to be able to share with you. And as always, I truly appreciate you watching. I love you guys so much. Thanks, and I will see you next time.